Okay guys, so we're going to be making some gluten-free flatbread. Now, if you cannot get this 1-to-1 gluten-free baking flour blend, this is Bob Red Mill, and you can get some brown rice flour, some tapioca flour, and some sorghum flour, then you can still make your flatbread, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So first I'm going to put 1 cup of brown rice flour here. Okay, so that's 1 cup of brown rice flour. I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of sorghum flour. Okay. And I'm going to put 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. So this is going to be our blend, okay? All right, so we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using sea salt. And we're going to add 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Or you could use ghee as well. I'm going to use coconut oil this time. All right, so we're going to slowly combine this, and of course we're going to be adding our water to this slowly, okay? Just mix everything together. This time around, I wonder if I should add pumpkin to this. I do have a piece of pumpkin. You know what? Maybe. Actually, you know what? I will add a pumpkin. Let me go and grate that piece of pumpkin so I can add it to this. Okay, so I have this small piece of pumpkin here. I'm just going to grate it and add it to my flour here because I don't want it to spoil. All right, so now what we're going to do is slowly add our water because we want this to form a dough. All right, so by squeezing the flour through my hands and fingers, I can ascertain the moisture content of it. So from what I'm feeling now, I can feel that I don't need to add any more water. So I can just start now with forming it into my balls like this. Okay. So I'm going to get to forming everything into a ball, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that this is completed, what we're going to do now is use our tortilla press. So for those of you who are new to my channel, and if you have never seen me do my flatbread, I use a tortilla press in order to press out those balls. I take a gallon freezer bag and I cut it down the sides, and I place it on top of the press. I will leave a link in the description for where you can get a tortilla press. So then I put my ball in the middle of the press like this, put down the plastic like here, and then I lightly squeeze it. Not too hard because I don't want it too thin. If I make it too thin, it can actually tear, and we don't want that happening. So then when I squeeze it on like this, I just lift it up, peel off the back. Ah, you see, I did this a little too hard, so this got a little too thin. All right, let's do this again because I did that. I pressed a little too hard. I did go for an extra squeeze, which I should not have done. All right, so I'm going to try this again. So that's what happens when you press too hard. So at least you're able to see what happens. So we don't want to press it too hard. Otherwise, it will tear in trying to peel it off. Okay, so we just Give it a little press. See if I did it. Okay, so now we're going to put this on our hot plate. It's very fragile. Okay, hold on. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. It's extremely fragile. Okay, so guys, because this dough is very fragile, you really just have to press it lightly. There you go. That should hold. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so now we will put this on our flat plate in order to cook. All right, so what I'm going to do is put a little bit of oil on my flat plate here. Now, because of using the brown rice flour and the sorghum flour, this dough is much more fragile than if I had used the one-to-one flour blender. So that's why in squeezing it, I have to be careful not to squeeze it too thin, otherwise, as you saw, it will break. And even in handling it, I have to be very gentle because I can feel how delicate the dough is. All right, so you just continually flip your flatbread. You see how it's getting these brown marks here? So continually flipping it on each side so you can cook your flatbread to your desired liking.